This is Comic Geek Speak, episode 1558, Comic Talk.
You got it on Wednesday, and he was psyched about it, going to the volume up. These guys will talk about it, everything that geeks love. From kids to laser beams, opinions like the seasons on everything you read. And comics, movies, games, toys, artists, comic Geek Speak, comic Geek Speak, comic Geek Speak, comic Geek Speak, comic Geek. Uniting the world's mightiest heroes, this is...
I'm Brian Chrisman.
I'm Shane Kelly.
I'm Adam Murdo.
I'm Peter Rios.
Hit the wrong button there. Sorry about that, folks.
Two things.
Yeah.
I hit the camera angles in the opposite times we were talking. So it was looking at us when you were announcing it, and it was looking at you when we were saying our names and vice versa.
That's all right. No.
And Peter Puppet's just off camera on the wide angle. We didn't check that.
Oh, okay.
But oh well.
Yeah, I gotta understand, folks. There's like twice as many buttons in this studio as there used to be, so
I
mistakes
need
will
to
be made.
Seen.
Huh?
I need to be seen.
There you are.
There you are. It's Peter Rios.
It is the puppet Rios. He is right there sitting next to Pants.
Ask him a question.
Okay.
And grab his pants.
All right. Don't be shouting now.
And grab his pants.
That's right. All right. Well, this is our generic comic talk episode. We're going to go all over the place. Laughs aplenty.
If I cough, sorry. My allergies are killing me this spring.
Oh, yeah? All right. But first, a word from our sponsor. This episode of Comic Geek Speak is brought to you by InStockTrades.com, where if it's on their site, it's in stock. And they have a list of their top sellers right now as you're recording this episode.
I love the top sellers.
Let's go. Let's go down to a top 5. Number 5 right now is the Fantastic Four Omnibus Hardcover, Volume 3, with the Alex Ross cover. Number 4 top seller is Spider-Verse hardcover, and these are 43% off right now, as you mentioned, the cover price, which is now $43.50 on sale. For number 3 top seller, it's Batman hardcover, Volume 6, The Graveyard Shift, from the new 52.
Okay.
42% off at $14.49. The number 2 top seller is Batman Earth 1 hardcover, Volume 2. 42% off at $14.49, and the number 1 seller right now on in-stock trades, Captain America Return of Winter Soldier Omnibus Hardcover, 42% off at only $57.99. Of course, in-stock trades is a, oh my goodness.
Damn Lavaliers.
You're not kidding.
Spin-off, if you will, of discount comic book service, dcbservice.com. So if you actually do order anything from in-stock trades as well as DCBS, I'm pretty sure they can combine your shipping for you. But check out the website for more details. You're looking like I'm.
I think that
I've
was
done
true.
it
I've done
myself
it.
I've done it in the past as well. So once again, if it's on their website, it's in stock, instocktrades.com. All right. Well, before we get into our fun and talk of the Comic Talk episode, I had some sad news to report personally. This past Monday, May 11th, 2015, my mother passed away at 11 o'clock at night. I did mention very, very briefly on the air, I believe we were talking about doing the run for Jamie D and Jamie's Avengers because it was to raise money for cancer, that my mother, in fact, did have cancer. So I did keep it kind of private. Obviously, the geeks knew about that and other friends of mine, but I didn't want to put it out on the air there just because, it was kind of personal. And also, this did cross my mind that the listeners had just gone through losing Jamie D. I didn't want to have them thinking about me constantly and distract from the show. So I did keep that to myself. And I hope you can forgive me for that. We're usually pretty forward with our feelings and things and how our lives, private lives, but I just felt I wanted to sort of keep that to myself. But when I was out on the convention tour, when I saw friends of mine, I did let them know about it and talk about it. But yes, she passed away Monday. Mother's Day in the United States was May 10th this year, and actually also her birthday. She was 72, and we think she just wanted to make it through that, and then on Monday just said, she'd had enough. Like I mentioned, she had cancer. It was lung cancer. We diagnosed it back around, I think, like March or April of 2014. And when it was diagnosed, she was already at stage 4. It had already spread to her bones, to her liver, even to her brain a little bit. So, and actually, the day that we went to the doctor to when we had all the diagnoses, we had all the tests, we had all the results, we had discussion about how to proceed, a plan of action, the treatments for chemotherapy and some radiation. And when our meeting got done around noontime, and she was filling out paperwork, and I said, "This is Wednesday, April 30th, 2014, when we had that meeting with the doctor." And she was filling out paperwork, and I went upstairs to visit Jamie D because he was in the hospital at that time.
Yeah.
It was Wednesday around noon. I said April 30th, and he was asleep, and I didn't want to wake him up. But I did look around his room to try to find one of those dry erase markers right under his board that, pants was here.
Yeah.
But I couldn't even find that, so I just, I let it go. I figured, well, I'll come back later. And then less than 48 hours later is when he passed.
Yeah.
So it was a tough time for all of us. And actually, I believe that Friday when we were at the hospital was when I told several of you who didn't already know that my mother did in fact have cancer. So it's been a tough year for me, losing Jamie and then having my mother be sick. And she was still fine for the longest time, and we'd go out to dinner, and we'd just do all kinds of things. When I took her to her meetings, she had a monthly breakfast down at the Exeter Family Restaurant, not too far from here, where she went with some high school friends, and would have a breakfast every second Wednesday of every month. And she really enjoyed that. I was happy to get her out to that. It was tough for her to walk a while. She used a walker and crutches, and as it got later on, she couldn't even get out of the chair on her own. So we actually had her in hospice care for the last 10 days. And I can't say enough good things about the hospice care. It was amazing. They took such good care of her. She was so well taken care of. I mentioned when I was out in C2E2 in Chicago that I'd spoken to Mike Norton out there, and we had a nice conversation, not for the air. Well, he had lost his mother not too long before that, and his mother was a hospice nurse. And reading him describe, what she did or whatever, these people are hooked up different than we are. They are just on a different level to do that kind of care.
Yeah.
That it's just amazing. I got to see it firsthand, and I told Mike out there, I said, I hope to God, because I knew we were going to hospice care for the next few days. I said, I hope to God that we get somebody who's as good as your mother. And we did. They took such good care of us. So she was in bed, couldn't get out of bed on her own, but they took such good care of her. And I was actually with her. I was alone in the house with her, and I held her hand through her last minutes. Those are her wishes. She wanted to be at home. So, I was there with her and holding her hand. Forgive me, guys, but she passed peacefully. She wasn't in any pain. I could not ask her anymore because a lot of people I know don't get that opportunity to have somebody with them at the end. And I was so happy to have done that. And, it sounds like I'm not doing okay, but I am doing fine. My brother has been up from Virginia this past few days, and his wife, when I was actually out in Chicago, I was almost thinking, well, I probably shouldn't go. She was fine at that time. She could still, move around a little bit, but if you know me at all, I'm a pack rat and kind of sloppy, and I got a lot of that from her. Because our living room was a complete mess and everything, stuff all over the place. And that's one of the reasons why I never had you guys over to the house, other than you came over the one time, Murd, before we went on a trip somewhere. You came to pick me up, I think, 1 or 2 times. We couldn't have visitors. Good family friends, yes, but just you guys, I couldn't have you over there. There was no room for anything. So when I went out to C2E2 Chicago for that Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, my brother and his wife were up, and then they brought their son up as well. And his wife, God bless her, she just took charge and got that house cleaned out. They got rid of so many things. We put some things in storage. They got a couch and a chair out of there. Just boom, we weren't going to use them. The electronics, got rid of the stuff. Because we couldn't have had a bed in there if we didn't get that stuff cleaned up. So that was awesome for them to do that. But yeah, we think Monday she just had enough.
Yeah.
And, it was a little scary for me there when she was just, wheezing there and everything. But I was assured she was comfortable. I had her some morphine to help her with any pain she may have had, which we didn't need at all. They gave her these comfort meds.
Yeah.
Didn't need them at all till the final day.
That's amazing.
But just to be able to be there with her, I can't express how happy I am for doing that.
We rejoice with you, Brian.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
So the guys have been very kind to me. I've been keeping them as much informed as I can. I knew it was getting bad. They're there for me. And it was good for me to get out tonight to do this episode, to talk to you, and let you know what's going on in my life. I posted on Facebook as I record this today about that. I waited a few days, and everyone's been very nice.
Yeah. I got a text from Brian Nixon almost immediately. How's Pants doing?
Yeah, I'm doing fine. So it's tough. I have the house now all to myself. I've lived with my mother pretty much all my life. I had no reason ever to move away. We got along great. I wasn't getting a family of my own, and we sort of towards the last several years we sort of actually more or less needed each other. I couldn't do well without her. She couldn't do well without me. I mean, I'm an adult. I could do, but it just felt better having her around.
Sure.
And we were best friends.
I can remember the first time I met her, and I never really met her, was at a Reading Royals game, and I was on one side waving over to
That's
you guys
right, yeah.
on the other side.
Yeah. So I've been, getting things ready this week to, clean things up. And at some point, you all are welcome to come over and help me organize my comics. I know we talked about
Yeah,
this
we
so
do.
many times, but
Yeah.
I just couldn't do it.
Oh, I understand.
I couldn't do it. But my brother has been so helpful with me organizing things. And at some point, yeah, I will have you guys over and show you the house and ask for your help in organizing things. I'm
Alright.
still considering where to put things and so forth. I have some ideas, but I'm open to input on everything. So thank you for letting me talk about this. It's good to talk about it. I did actually have a bereavement counselor over just to someone to talk to. So I've been talking to people in my family. I'm fine. Sorry for the, as you can tell, I've been very emotional this last year talking about Jamie and other things.
It's perfectly understandable,
Yeah.
Brian.
It's good. You shouldn't keep them inside, but I'm fine. And actually, just within the last 2 hours, I actually went to go see Avengers again today before I came to the corner and get to get out to go see it. And I got a phone call when I was in the theater. I had it on vibrate, but I wanted to take it. So hope to have some wonderful news to share with you all within the next week or two. I won't spoil it, but I really got some really good news today, and I will tell you all about that in not too distant future. But thank you all, and just rest in peace, Mom. Rest in peace.
Yeah.
All right.
Amen.
Thank you. Well, now let's get on to some
I'm
happy
glad-
news. Some
glad
comic
you came
talk.
out.
Yeah, I missed you guys.
Yeah.
I mean, we kept in touch, but this is something that I love doing, and she was so happy that I had somebody. I mean, you guys saw her when she was here at the 1,000 episode was 1,000.
1,000. Mother Pants.
Give as good as she got.
Oh, boy. That's where we understood why Pants could take it from us so well.
Taking
Well,
a few affectionate pot shots at Sonny Boy.
I got so much of my humor from her. I really did. But all right. Well, there's a lot going on. This
There
is
is
actually,
a lot
as we
going on.
record this, it's actually Thursday, Thursday, May 14th as we record this. And just a lot of stuff going on. So Shane, we got a list of topics.
Yeah.
So why don't you start
I have,
out?
I have a little bit of a list. Murd and I were going over some stuff. The first thing I think we're going to talk about is the Muppet Show TV trailer. Now, I knew that the Muppet Show was given a green light to be on ABC coming this fall. I didn't know there was a trailer out. Murd mentioned it when we got here.
See, that's the funny thing. I saw the trailer before I ever heard any word of there being a greenlit pilot.
Yeah.
I didn't know there was going to be a series, and suddenly here's some footage from it.
And there are articles I've read, and people have posted them on my Facebook wall and stuff, but maybe if there was the trailer in there, I didn't go in deep enough to look at it. I just read the article. But wow, it looks fun. I'm excited. I mean, I love Muppets to begin with, but boy, the trailer really looks good. I don't know what Murd thinks. They had some pretty obscure ones on there too, which doesn't hurt.
Yeah, the obscure Muppet characters.
Yeah.
Well, the more the merrier, definitely.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I'm not super thrilled that they're going to be going with that shaky cam documentary style and the cutaways to
Yeah. Well, I mean,
Is that
one-on-one
like
interviews.
like the Office?
yeah, like The Office.
Okay.
or like Modern Family, and
Okay.
yeah, they
Yeah.
kind of poke fun at the fact that it's an overused device. In
Yeah.
fact, they come right out and say it in exactly those terms. Like Gonzo's, I
Gonzo.
hate that device, and then they cut back to the main floor.
That's
of
a
the
great.
benches.
I love that.
Love it. Great device.
Which
So
that
they're-
part will be fun, and maybe that won't be necessarily the big focus as use that here and there kind of stuff. But
Yeah, I hope it. I would want it to be more 30 Rock and less Office or Modern Family.
yeah.
I think that's more the way to go. But we'll just see what they provide us with.
And everything, the voices looked pretty good for the
The voices looked good.
the voices look the voices sounded good for everything that I could tell, and from what they've done with the movies. I've been really pleased with the way like Rolf sounds and Floyd and even Scooter, Kermit.
Is Frank Oz involved with it at all? Do you know?
He
It's-
hasn't been for several years.
That's what I
He's
thought, that's
Completely
what I
moved
thought.
on. There,
Okay.
There's a guy named, I think, Eric Jacobson, or it's Eric something.
Maybe.
Has been doing all of the Frank Oz characters, and
It
he's
sounds really good.
Of all the replacement Muppeteers, I think he's the one whose voice sounds the most similar
Yeah.
to the original whom he's replaced.
Because I half thought Piggy at first was Frank Oz. I'm like, no, like Mert said, I know he hasn't been involved, but I didn't get to look further into who's doing the pilot or anything like that.
Okay.
But yeah, they sounded great. I've been really happy with what they've been putting out there in little commercials and little funny clips on YouTube and stuff, trying to keep the Muppets alive.
Is it going to be a? So it sounds like more like not a variety show like the old time we recall. But
No, but it did have, who were the couple guest stars that were just in that little clip? The one guy you recognized.
Well,
who,
yeah, they weren't appearing as themselves though.
No,
They were,
no.
It was Jerry Burns of Dear John.
that's it.
Kirk. He played Kirk. He played just
That's
the
right.
father of a young woman who was dating Fozzie.
And the young woman, if I'm not wrong, is the intern from Big Bang Theory, that Sheldon's assistant.
Oh,
Is
okay.
who that looked like, the brunette woman, pretty tall and thin. She was involved with Fozzie, and he was questioning their relationship.
Yes, as a
was kinda
mixed
funny.
couple, So
Okay.
yeah, it's going to be more like a sitcom.
Yeah.
It's more like about their lives and what they're doing behind the scenes. So it's kind of like a show within a show, kind of.
Yeah,
Okay. But you
But it
guys,
looks funny.
but you guys are in.
I was
Oh,
I
of
was
course,
in for it.
it's primetime Muppets. Sure,
Yeah.
I will definitely give it a try. It's gonna be
ABC on Thursdays.
Tuesdays.
Tuesdays.
So they might pair it up
Would
with
that
the
be
Goldbergs.
preceding Agents of Shield? Do we know?
Oh God, that would be great.
If Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. continues to occupy its current slot.
Or it could be up against the Flash.
Oh boy.
Oh, hang on a
Well-
second. Hang on a second. Peter, I got to put your mic on you here. Hang on just a second here for you. Okay, your mic is now. I put your mic on you now so we can
What
hear
the
you.
hell, bitches?
Peter, I forgot you were there.
He started talking Muppets. I fell asleep. No,
Yeah.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
You motherfucker.
Kidding.
Oh my goodness, language change.
It's quiet.
Erin's a huge Muppet fan, so I posted that on her Facebook page. She's excited.
So she has
Great
taste.
trailer.
Nah.
Oh, well, certainly not because she's dating me.
Yeah.
But come on, Flash versus the Muppets. That's not a contest for me. I gotta watch Flash.
That's why God invented TiVo.
That's right. I'd have to watch Flash, then the Muppets, then Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., all in that order.
Too bad it wasn't. Too bad it wasn't where Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is. I could easily not watch that anymore.
Well, yeah, this season was a little bit rougher to get through than I thought it would be.
Yeah, I agree. I did feel at times it was. I used to be like a
Boring. Say it. It was boring.
It was boring.
Drawn out.
It was a bit of a chore. It was drawn out. I did very much like Mockingbird, Bobby Morse.
Oh, gosh, yeah.
She was what,
Fantastic.
What kept me going in the show.
And really the newer characters, Hunter,
Oh, yeah. Well, her
and
and Hunter were, I believe, if you read the trades. No, what God, here I'm talking like I know in a bit like Variety or whatever. Like
people in the know.
no, like, they were going to have a spin-off Shield show.
Oh,
now
okay.
that, as far from what I've been reading, that didn't go because they feel that those characters were better on the Agents of Shield show itself, and I actually agree
Oh,
with
I agree
that.
with that.
You know, I didn't really have anything else really keeping me that interested in the show. But
Yeah.
well, I mean, I do love Kyle MacLachlan. Oh God, he's just so wonderful in the show.
Yeah, well, he was fun to watch.
Yeah. Anyway, I'm sorry, you were talking about.
One, I liked the end, the 2-hour finale. I enjoyed that probably more than most of the second half of the shows for the season. But you know, I'd still watch it. But yeah, that'd be great if it was Flash, Muppets recorded, and then Agents of Shield after that.
Well, on one of your other topics, I think I know where you're going to go next. There's another going to be head-to-head battle going on.
Yep, go ahead.
Monday nights at 8 o'clock between Gotham and Supergirl.
Oh, is that when that's supposed to be on? See,
pretty sure.
Murd and I just watched the trailer of Supergirl, which I thought was fantastic.
I haven't watched it yet.
I know your disposition with trailers.
Yeah, actually, I closed my eyes when they were showed the Batman, Superman, and Star Wars trailers before Avengers.
You saw that, you son of a...
I closed my eyes.
No, I mean, they didn't show that in front of my Avengers when I watched it.
Oh, really?
No! That's what I was hoping for.
We didn't see
I
either
think
of those.
Aaron and I found the only theater in Wilmington that actually starts their movies on time because we missed about 2 or 3 trailers when we went to go see Avengers 2.
Man. Well, I mean, I can understand that. As much as Matt reads everything he can possibly get before a movie, you dissuade yourself. There's nothing wrong with that.
Right. I mean, well, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Do we know that Gotham's going to return at 8? Because it feels like the kind of show that I could see them moving it to 9.
I actually hope it moves to 9. I do think it's a little bit racy for an 8 o'clock time slot.
Yeah, because that's what they did with Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. That was an 8 o'clock show to start with. And then it moved to 9 o'clock. So I'm wondering if, I mean, these are DC properties. You would think they would sort of say, maybe we should, you would think maybe they would want to try to capture the entire night.
Yeah.
As opposed to going head to head. So.
All right. Well, I have in front of me the fall TV grid. Monday nights, 8 o'clock, starting in November.
Okay.
On CBS, Supergirl. At 8 o'clock on Fox, Gotham.
It'll be Supergirl for me.
All right. Yeah, that's another easy contest,
Yeah.
actually.
As much as I stuck with Gotham, and if it's on, I'm sure I'll watch it. I'll record it and watch it when I have a spare minute. You know, out of all the shows that I've recorded this season, superhero related, which was Flash, Arrow, Gotham, Constantine, and trying to catch Daredevil now on Netflix. Gotham's the one that suffered the most, and I would watch whenever I had a chance.
Yeah, I actually stopped watching Gotham like 3 months ago.
Whoa.
I like the tidbits that they threw in there, but I don't know. It just doesn't seem like it's that well written. It's very, very much freak of the week, and there are some.
I could not take Fish Mooney.
Well, yeah.
I could
Moot
not.
point, I'm happy to report.
Yeah.
Well, I forget who I was talking to. I was talking to someone recently, a friend of mine, who said, "Oh, you should go back and watch it." It's like, well, maybe during the summer months.
You could watch a couple episodes and you'd be fine.
I
Like there
find
were
that it's-
some charming ones. Neat
Oh, I knew who
ones.
it was. I was talking with a hospice nurses
Huh?
because her son for her son's I think 18th birthday last year. He bought him tickets to New York Comic Con. Him and a bunch of his friends dropped them off to have a blast. They were cosplaying and everything. They're big into like anime and video games. So I said, hey,
Oh, that's great.
Let's chat a little more, you know. But anyway, so I don't know if I'll give it a shot. And I'm sorry, you were talking about Supergirl trailer.
I
Wait,
actually.
let me say 2
Go
quick
ahead.
things here.
Go.
The WB would be so stupid if they put those shows head
You mean
to head,
you mean
because-
CW?
No, WB, the Warner Brothers, the
Oh,
ones that
oh,
license out the characters to make these
Oh,
movies.
I see what you're saying. I'm sorry. I thought about the network. You're right.
Just WB is an abbreviation for Warner Brothers.
Yeah, I
Time
know.
Warner.
I know that word.
That would be so dumb. Like, why would you put why would you put 2 of your characters in competing? Like, capture the 2 different time slots. So that to me is like,
Well, you know,
Yeah.
again, you're dealing with Warner Brothers, CBS, and Fox, and you know we can't get.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, WB doesn't have complete control over
Yeah.
what the networks are going to do with their product.
Yeah.
well, the WB owns the CBS. I mean, they're partners.
No,
right?
I don't believe.
Yeah.
No, wait a
They're
minute.
partnership because
oh,
of
no,
the-
you're. I think you are right, Peter.
Well, yeah, CW is, well, Columbia and Warner Brothers, so that's
Right.
where, but even
People
so.
are yelling. You guys are wrong. Well, we probably are wrong. Forgive us. We're not showbiz people.
Got to get out the
Anyway,
corporate
regardless.
synergy chart.
That would be stupid. So
Yeah, that would be
and then the
stupid.
other thing too is I think Gotham's success is with it's kind of like Smallville in a way. It's not with the hardcore fans because I know a lot of people who love that show because it gives them an entryway into the Batman universe without it having to be about Batman. Obviously, because the show's called Gotham, not Batman. But they really dig it. What's his name? The guy who plays Gordon is
Ben McKenzie, I believe.
That's the
he's
guy.
such a heartthrob to so many girls I talk to about that show. It's kind of weird. College, and I'm talking like not only Aaron, but like some of my college students at the university I teach at. Where occasionally we get into how much of a geek I am, and they always ask me about certain things, and they're like, "Oh my God, Ben McKenzie! He was just here at Wizard World Philly."
Yes.
Yeah.
Which is crazy.
Did you go?
But no, I'm not gonna pay. I think the whole weekend for Wizard World Philly is more expensive than New York Comic Con. I think.
It seemed to be that. Can we segue into this for a minute?
Go right ahead.
Because I actually went to Wizard World Philly on Saturday. I had applied for a press pass months and months ago because, there's all kinds of convention wars going on and Wizard this and other shows that. And
Yeah.
I wanted to sort of experience just firsthand, get my own thoughts on what Wizard is doing there because they do mention comic. I think in some of their like it's not Wizard World Philadelphia, it's Wizard World Philadelphia Comic Con, and I always went to see what kind of comics they had there. So it was a Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday show.
Wow.
Thursday I think was like 3 to 8. Friday was 12 to 7. Saturday was 10 to 7, and Sunday was like 10 to 5. I only actually managed to sneak away for a few hours on Saturday, so I can't really talk too much about specifics there. But I can say what I saw there. There was enough comic dealers to whet my interest for shopping. There were dozens of different kind of VIP tickets for all the celebrities there, which got you onto the show floor early, got you to the front of the line for autographs or for photos or whatever, because that was a big part of the show as well, the celebrities for photos and signatures there. That being said, I was there Saturday till about maybe like 1 o'clock. I get there like around 9:30. The floor was packed. The shopping floor was packed. So people were out there shopping, whether there was comics, there was toys, anime, Doctor Who, all kinds of other miscellaneous things there. So there was a lot of people on the floor shopping. Of course, there's a lot of folks in autograph lines and photo lines as well. So, as much as we may poo-poo it sometimes, and they might get a bad rap, it's hard for me being there to say they're a bad thing when they're putting people in the convention center who are. The cosplay was great. There's fandom there. There's all kinds of fandom there. So I thought that was a good thing, a good mixture of things there. The Artist Alley, in my opinion, was a little lacking. They had a couple of big names there, of course. Neil Adams was there. They had J.G. Jones, Peter David, some of the big names. Now, and Buzz was there. Now, I hadn't seen Buzz in quite a while, so it was good to finally see Buzz. And we had a nice talk because he's part of the Wizard World tour, essentially. He's with Neil Adams because he knows Neil Adams for quite a long time.
Yeah.
And so he travels to all these shows, and we were talking, and they do like, I think, 28 shows a year, Wizard does. And he's going he's like on a con every 3 or 4 weeks, it seems, consecutively. And he hadn't been home in quite a while. He lives out of his suitcase, and we were talking about how he scanned his work for his commercial work on the road. And I asked him, well, how are your parents, Buzz? Because I know he used to take care of his parents.
Yeah.
And he goes, oh, I sent them to Burma. So he sent his parents away because he's on the road so often. So he's making a living doing these conventions. So, God bless him for that.
Well, and the last couple times that I had been to a Wizard show, I took the kids pretty much both, the last 2 or 3 times I was there. And it's not that it was bad. They sure loved it. We would go up and see celebrities. We met John Schneider. Schneider. Saw Gil Gerard, who was Buck Rogers.
Beady.
And the first time I took Ben, we got a picture with
Edward James Olmos.
Edward James Olmos,
Yeah,
thank you.
yeah.
So I mean, we would do some shopping then. They would both come back with a small stack of, dollar bin books or something like that they would pick out. So it wasn't.
Maybe a stuffed penguin or two.
Yeah, maybe something like that. It wasn't an unhappy show. I still like the way it used to be, being way more comic book heavy.
True.
But I can't say that it was terrible because I sure enjoyed meeting some of these people myself, as well as taking them shopping and being in the city, going over to the Reading Terminal Market
Yep,
for lunch.
I went there for lunch myself.
All that's always a great time. So we've always had a great time at it. I just haven't been able to make it happen the last couple of years.
Yeah, and Peter is right. It is quite expensive.
It is pricey.
To go to the Wizard World shows, but depending on who you're looking for, you have to make the determination if it's worth your shekels, as we say. But clearly, people are buying tickets and going up to these things, and
Well,
and that's never a question. I just dislike the flea market feel to it. It feels like a traveling sideshow.
well,
And at least when did I go the last time? Was it a year ago or 2 years ago? The first day, and Adam West's banner on his booth was falling off,
oh
and he
jeez.
wasn't even there, and it just felt very now. Here's the unions, because this is at the Philadelphia Convention Center. When you're working with those unions, this is another reason why it's so expensive. I mean, it is very expensive to put a show on in there.
Oh, yeah.
Any kind of show.
Yeah.
So that's why the tickets are the way they are. That's why the situation is the way it is, because the unions are you can't move a pencil without it costing you $500. So I can understand that, and it serves a market. It's a big metropolitan area. People go there. I get it. People come in from different, maybe from they train in and they want to go to it so they don't have to go to New York, because New York is expensive to stay. So I get all that, and the shopping is good.
oh yeah,
Because you can find some really cheap stuff. I'm just having a hard time going to local shows anymore. I just feel like I can put most of that money into this secret 25-cent a comic stash that I found outside of Philadelphia. So I was like, I can't even do it anymore. I can't go to the convention anymore. I'll spend it somewhere else. Where I'll get 70, 80 comics for $20.
Well, and we look at it as if I take the kids along, as much as I love to do it, and I have no problems doing it whatsoever, other than it gets more expensive at that point. They bring some of their own money to shop for stuff usually, but I usually get them something. We have to account for food. Sometimes we bring snacks and drinks along, but we still get lunch somewhere. Tickets alone, if they need them, cost more. I mean, it is an expense, and they're busy. My problems the last 2 years is we always have soccer games going on, so I can't ever get to something as easily as I could once. But I still think it's a great show. I have a friend from church, Tommy. He, if you ever saw him on the floor or see pictures, he cosplays all the time. He has a different costume every year for Halloween. One year he did Wile E. Coyote. This year it's Bowser. And it was a great Wile E. Coyote. I mean, it looked head to toe Wile E. Coyote.
Bowser.
Bowser from Mario Brothers.
Oh, I thought you were like Sha-na-na.
For Philly, that's
Yeah,
That's a
that's
Bowser.
not that's not a bad.
Am I showing my age?
No, because
Sha-na-na.
no, absolutely. I used to watch it too.
Oh gosh.
But yeah, he fixed together part of a Bowser costume. I mean, he's doing more for it later, but he posted all kinds of pictures and all kinds of cosplay stuff. It was fabulous down there. I wish I would have gone just to hang out with him to see what he saw.
And speaking of the New York Comic Con, did you see how tickets are pretty much I think all sold out for the New York Comic Con?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
There's a feeding frenzy for that. I mean, there was some I won't say scalping. There's some scalping going on. People buying up to resell them, which I believe by definition is scalping.
Yeah.
If I'm wrong, forgive me. I don't get paid for this, so what are you gonna do? Don't sue me. Can't get blood out of a stone. Why am I talking like this? I don't know. Someone else do some talking. Talk. Somebody else, please, now, quickly. Talk.
Wait till that first convention that actually puts like a limit on how many you can buy, like 5 or something like that, on like one credit card or something like that.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
When did the tickets go on sale for NYCC?
I believe it was as we record this yesterday.
Really?
I believe so.
That quickly,
See,
huh?
I can't find my phone in the studio because I had some notes on my phone, but
That's crazy.
It's yours, isn't
That's
it?
my phone, yeah.
Did you sticky dump my ass?
Let me go look.
Is it in the pants?
I don't know. I don't know. Ooh.
Let's go back to Supergirl because
Yeah,
I
I'm
think
sorry. I got off the track. Yeah,
No,
please
no,
go back.
it's fine.
Go back to Supergirl.
Yeah, I thought that trailer was great.
I
thought
did too.
especially because people have to remember it's on CBS, so it has a generic sort of CBS tone. It
does.
has like what I think of as like a CBS tone to it, you know, which is not a bad thing, but
No.
it's probably the reason why I don't watch a lot of shows on CBS. But I thought there was something very charming about her. It feels like right out of like 70s Supergirl comics. You know, I thought the cast of characters looked great, and then when they hit the superhero action stuff, I thought they nailed it.
I did too.
Yeah, I thought it looked great.
It said on the one trailer from the producers of Arrow and Flash, which is fine.
Working with a slightly larger budget this time. I'd have
Yeah,
to say.
and I'm a huge fan of both of those shows. And this one, like Peter said, I thought the special effects and all the superhero-y stuff really hit it on all cylinders. I thought she was charming. I'm not too keen on Callista Flockhart. Is that how you say that yet?
Yeah.
Was she Cat Grant?
She's
She
Cat Grant.
was.
Or
And
is she Cat Grant?
She
Yeah.
is. I liked her in Ally McBeal well enough the first season or two, but beyond that, it's not a bad thing, and she certainly seems snotty like a Cat Grant would be for what they're doing. But everything about the show looks great. I'm excited for it. More excited than I thought I would be, and it's not because it's Supergirl, not Superman or anything like that. I just thought, oh, CBS now. You know, you have this on CBS, you have Gotham on Fox, you have Flash and Arrow on CW, you have
iZombie also on
iZombie on
CW.
CW, you have
I
Titans
love
coming to
that show.
TNT. You have all these different shows on all these different stations, and they can have a different feel depending on what that station does. But I think Supergirl really fits in with what they're doing, at least on the CW with Flash and Arrow and this the Legends of Tomorrow that's going to come up. And I can only hope that maybe Titans will be in a similar vein when TNT comes. Not because it can't be different, and if it is, that's great. But they might finally be finding a little bit of a niche for their production companies to do some good on TV, where I think they've always suffered on TV and movies.
Real quick, Murd. Niche or niche?
Yeah, niche or niche.
I would say either. Yeah.
Or either.
Niche is closer to the French pronunciation, but we're not in France, so
No, we're not. I just
say
had
niche if you'd like.
I had a discussion with some folks from the UK recently about that.
Okay.
And did they fall on the side of niche?
They did.
I figure it's because they're closer to France.
That's right.
Right. I'm sorry, I digress.
That's okay. So, yeah, I'm excited for Supergirl.
Yeah, as am I. Though I can already hear Brian's complaints about the teeny bopper elements that they're inserting in there, and I think I can agree with him as far as I could do without the Devil Wears Prada side to this
Yeah,
thing. I already
yeah.
want to.
Well, wasn't that in her series, the pre-Flashpoint series? Wasn't she?
Working as a production assistant
I
someplace?
thought so.
I wasn't really reading it, so I can't say for sure. But
All right.
it's not that it's inappropriate to the character, it's just that I find it kind of grating, and
Okay.
I already want to defenestrate Cat Grant.
Say that one more time and explain what it is.
Defenestrate, to throw out a window.
Okay.
Yes, from the penthouse level of whatever skyscraper Cat Grant Media Industries is housed in. Yeah, I'm going to hate that character a lot, but of course we're meant to. That's what she's built. That's the kind of reaction that character is built to elicit from the viewership. I could have done without that dimension at all. They could have come up with some other occupation for Kara to be doing. But setting that aside, everything else about it looks really. What's the word I'm looking for?
I don't
here?
know.
Well, it has possibilities. It inspires hope.
Yeah.
So yes, yeah, the costume looks good.
Yeah, costume looks really good. I was surprised.
the
I
action-
love, even the trailer we saw had more of the mid-riff costume. She's like, yeah, I'm not fighting crime in this, or something like that.
Good
I'm like,
for
all right,
you,
good,
Kara.
good for that.
Yep, she insists on the cape. She gets the House of L family crest on her chest there. Which on Earth it's an S.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So the action sequences, as you said, Shane, looked pretty good.
Yeah.
For a television budget, they were actually pretty well done, I think. And I'm guessing that the first villain is going to be the Persuader.
Okay.
Because I thought I saw him picking up an axe.
Yes, he did. Yeah.
Remember when I told you there's going to be a Vartox in there?
Is that?
Didn't I tell you that?
No, I don't think you did.
I'm almost positive, even on the air, I told you that someone has been cast for the role of Vartox.
Is he gonna have the porn stash?
Yeah,
and
I don't know. I just thought it's a little bit of a tidbit from me to you.
the hairy chest with a vest and no undershirt.
I don't know if that's going to play at 8 o'clock on Monday nights on CBS, but
So there might be an undershirt,
The
just a
Connor and
V-neck.
Palmiotti approach to the character, where he's like from the planet of '70s porn stars.
well, I mean, tune in and find out, gentle viewers.
I will.
Now, I haven't watched that trailer yet, and I probably should because it'll be months till I see that. But I didn't know that there's a trailer today for the Legends of Tomorrow.
Neither did I. Murd found it.
good.
Oh my God, I was blown away.
Ah,
That looks so good.
All right, now you guys are absolutely killing me. I'm going to have to watch
That
this
that
now.
has the potential to excite me as much as, if not more than, The Flash, for being able to not only watch it with my kids, for the characters involved, for the story that they're telling. Do you want to know who the big baddie is supposed to be?
Hang on a minute. Time out here. First of all, when is it on?
I don't know.
Mondays at 8.
Yeah, it's a mid-season introduction.
That explains why I can't.
So
Why
like winter of 2016 is when you should look for.
Yeah,
it,
like
I guess.
January-ish,
oh, okay.
February, something like that,
All right.
probably.
Pants is like 52 come to life.
Are you crapping
Oh,
me?
Yeah,
no,
he's-
it's
God.
and even with what they're doing with oh my God, what's her name on the show? Black Canary,
White Canary, isn't she the
White Canary,
Is she going to be the White Canary?
Yes.
She will be.
Katie Lotz? Oh my goodness.
just fantastic.
How much of the lineup do you want to know?
Well, I saw a few things just because you can't ignore some of these things.
Yeah.
Like I said, if throw your computer out the window unless you want to know anything. Rip Hunter is Arthur Darvill.
Fantastic, fantastic.
Okay.
Sarcastic Brit. Of
Oh.
Right. I forget the woman, the Broadway actress who was Hawk Girl, Peter.
Cara
Yeah,
something?
Sierra.
Okay. Katie Lotz is White Canary. Brandon Routh, of course, as the Atom.
Yep.
Oh my God.
Miller.
Martin Stein is
Victor
Victor
Garber.
Garber.
Yep.
Who am I listing out here?
The other half of
Miller.
Firestorm, if he's on it.
As Captain Cold.
Oh, that's right. Captain Cold and Heatwave.
Yep.
But I didn't see Robbie Amell as Firestorm, though.
I didn't
Yeah,
either.
there's been some
It's
speculation
just Martin
online about
Stein.
Yeah.
why Robbie hasn't been shown much. I mean, they show some quick scenes of guys with their heads on fire, but they don't know facial close-ups to verify that it's
Okay.
Robbie Amell doing that.
And Victor Garber, speaking as Martin Stein says, and the other half of me is explosive, combustible. So I'm not sure if he's going to be on. I sure hope at some point, even if it's just a little bit. And Martin Stein's kind of like the elder statesman that kind of ushers them all together and keeps them in check, kind of thing. I'd be fine with that because I love Victor Garber. But
Oh, yeah.
for as much as I love it, for a split couple minutes over the last few days, whatever you want to say, until I saw the trailer and saw Arthur come on as Rip Hunter, I forgot he was on because you kept seeing all these other actors and all the other characters, and he pops in the trailer and I almost wet myself. It was absolutely fantastic. And then they cut away to what he's sitting in, and I went nuts again, and I'm almost nudging Murdoch. Like, oh my God, oh my God. It was great.
All right. I'm going to have to watch the trailers.
Oh.
Yeah, I think you will.
Yeah.
Just fantastic.
I mean, I don't like to, but we're in May right now. Won't see him until September.
No, more than that. Further.
Oh, all right. So, yeah. Guys, I don't like to.
Good, Peter.
The other really cool thing was it's not only called Legends of Tomorrow. I'm hoping they keep this. It's called DC's
Yeah,
Legends of Tomorrow. It's about
Yeah.
time they start branding their company.
absolutely. Yeah, boy, that I cannot tell you how excited I am for that.
All right. Well, I mean, I was going to watch it sight unseen anyway.
Oh, absolutely.
But yeah, now with some actual visuals, I may have to.
Some
may have to
poking
check-
and prodding.
Poking and prodding, yeah.
Yeah, it looks good.
Yeah, it's a good time to be, I think, if you're a fan of comic books and other media, movies and TV. There's a lot of stuff out there to battling for your attention and your dollar. Oh, good
Now,
gosh!
did you see the Suicide Squad pick?
I did see the Suicide Squad pick. Yes.
What'd you think of that?
Again, it's a picture.
Oh yeah,
I thought I thought it was pretty cool.
yeah.
I didn't recognize all the characters. I guess there's.
Do you want to know?
Yeah,
I did see a breakdown of them.
I have a list.
Can I go top of my head who I remember?
Let me get my list up. See if you're right.
There's Rick Flag.
Let me get my list up. See if
Oh
you're right.
my God.
Go ahead.
There's Rick Flag. I know Will Smith is Deadshot.
Yep.
Margot Robbie as Harley Quinn.
Yep.
Hubba hubba.
There's someone as Captain Boomerang.
Yep.
Is there a Killer Croc?
There
Yes.
is.
There was going to be a Bane for a little while. I'm guessing Croc was brought in when Thomas Hardy decided he wasn't.
Okay, and who am I missing?
Slipknot.
Oh, Slipknot.
Yeah,
Wasn't he in
was-
Identity Crisis?
He was. He was also in the actual Suicide Squad
Oh,
in the
okay.
comics. So yeah, he's a natural inclusion.
Katana.
Oh, that's right. Oh my God. That's what I remember. That picture, I mean, it's just a freaking picture, but that was an amazing likeness to her new 52 outfit.
As I think and I want to look at it closer because no, I don't want to say that here. I'll talk to you about it afterward.
Okay.
I don't want to
Can
put it
I
up.
just say it's, pardon my language, fucking amazing that not only is Katana in the Suicide Squad movie, but she's also on Arrow.
See, that's what I was not going to say.
The same design too. Same
Yeah,
costume.
It looks like the same costume in a lot of ways.
But it just,
That's all right.
it's, you know, this whole talk about diversity and women and, you know, when are we putting female characters in? It's like, you know, here we have an Asian character that is, I think she was also on that Beware the Batman cartoon, right?
Oh,
Yes.
okay. Yes,
Yeah,
she
yeah,
was.
yeah, yeah.
And that was great. I really enjoyed that. I was very disappointed when that got canceled. And I still have, later, they ran the
And, like,
balance of it.
They burned them off at like 3 in the morning.
And I have the last 5 yet, I think, to watch on my DVR yet that I just can't find a minute to sit down and watch where I can pay attention. Here's what I have for actors. Adam Beach as Slipknot, Jay Courtney as Boomerang, Karen Fukuhara, rumored to have played Plastique, but it's clearly Katana in the picture. Kara, how would you say that? Delvin?
Oh wow. Delevin, if we're going the French route, but yeah.
As the Enchantress.
yes.
Oh.
Delevin, it's
Enchanté.
Yeah.
going any number of different directions.
Joel Kinnaman as Rick Flag, Margot Robbie as Harley Quinn, Will Smith as Deadshot, and boy, that's another one I would butcher like crazy. Adwale?
Adewale Akinoye Agbaji. It's African, whatever it is.
As Killer
Echo.
Croc.
Echo from Lost.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. And Jay Hernandez as El Diablo.
Yeah, that was the real dark horse in there for me. The picture makes him look like a zombie. of
Yeah,
some
it does. Yeah.
And of course, Jared Leto as the Joker.
Yep.
Wow.
So, I mean, that's.
And Viola Davis as Amanda Waller.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
okay. Nice.
I mean,
they have like 2 or 3 Oscar winners or nominated
Yeah.
in this movie. That is insane. The budget must be crazy.
crazy. And that's not till like 2016 we'll even see that. Is that right? Does I recall?
I think so, yeah. Easily.
See, that's why I mean, it's great that they're getting interest with the fans and through social media and us,
Well-
and us talking about it, but I can't devote too much time to something that I'm
No.
not going to see for a year.
But now here,
Only
and
drive
here's.
yourself crazy.
And here's the thing I think that they're doing well for a change is they are putting it out there. Even Batman, Superman, they are putting something out
Well,
there.
you have to right now. There's so much. What's the word I'm looking for? So much people trying to find things out and get leaks and so forth that they have to put up themselves to get out in front of a lot of these things.
And not only for that, to me, Warner Brothers has to do something with getting out the DC stuff. Like Peter said, I love that they're branding this Legends thing as DC's Legends because you need to. Marvel's everything is
S.H.I.E.L.D..
Marvel's Agents of, Marvel's Captain, Marvel's everything is Marvel's Avengers. They do a great job of branding all their TV, all their movies, all their wares. Warner Bros. And DC, not so much. Now, it worked okay for Smallville, but I think it would have benefited maybe Arrow. Flash, I think, is pretty good without it. But again, I'd like to see it. Now that you're doing it with one, let's spread it around a little bit.
There's so much competition now.
Yeah.
And well,
I mean, it
also-
just sucks that DC has a shitty name for that kind of thing. I mean, Marvel, you can't beat that. That's such
Yeah.
a great name to put out there. It's easy to remember. It looks good on the screen. DC, you look and you're not quite sure what it is. So it's it's just the way of things.
But I will say that little logo that they came up with the D and the C and the little half over and putting whatever character in has really worked well for the Flash, for Arrow, for Batman stuff, anything that I've seen it in. Because I think they used it on the Batman cartoon, the Beware the Batman stuff towards the end. really does a nice job, much nicer than I thought it would when I first saw that and thought, okay, it looks like an app symbol and that's great and all, but that's about it. I really think it's done a much nicer job of incorporating the characters into the logo than I ever thought it would.
Here's a radical thought. Maybe it's time for DC to change their name.
The deuce, you say?
Dun dun dun.
Aren't they already DC Entertainment?
No, I mean get away from this whole DC thing, and they need to call themselves, I don't know, Marvelous or something.
I think Marvel would have a
Awesome
problem with that.
Yeah, I think the brand's well enough entrenched. They don't need to take that step.
It's entrenched, but it doesn't mean anything. That's I'm not saying this is that they're going to do it, obviously, but again, when you look at Marvel, when that image comes up in front of a movie and TV, it means something. It says something. DC, even if they start doing it, the words itself, DC, it doesn't mean anything. So I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Somebody give me Diane Nelson's phone number.
All right, now,
What else is on your list there, Shane?
Peter, did you see the little poster for Titans from TNT?
No.
If it's a true poster,
Whoa.
it's just a shadowy image of Nightwing. So-
I think I did see that. I thought it was just a fan edit.
I thought that too. I had a couple people post and say, hey, here's the first teaser. It's not much, but it looks like it's Nightwing, so I'm hoping it is. Why not?
They're talking about they want to stay really close to the source material, and but I've at the point where I don't really care about the source material.
Yeah.
I mean, these are all new. It's a whole new thing, and it is what it's going to be. So
Well-
just the fact that it's going to be on is kind of cool.
And I go back to when Witchblade was on TNT. I think it was on TNT.
Yeah, it was on TNT.
And that production value was pretty good, and I enjoyed those shows quite a bit. I watched every single one of them, and I thought they were well done. It's been so many years now. I think this can only be better, given everything else that's out there and everything we've talked about tonight. This has a shot of being something really, really good, even beyond what I loved about the first Teen Titans cartoon and what my kids and they love it a little bit more than me, the Teen Titans Go stuff, which is entertaining and pulls my kids in like crazy. I'm really excited for Titans. I think with Flash, Arrow, with Marvel stuff that's out there, even Daredevil on Netflix, all this stuff is doing such a great job of being well written, well choreographed fight scenes. Special effects are out of this world anymore compared to even when like Next Generation was on TV, and that was a pretty darn expensive show to make special effects wise. That I'm really excited for this. To see Nightwing and whatever other cast members are on there, that's cool.
Probably be pretty close to the cast of Teen Titans Go, I'm thinking.
Probably.
Because I'm thinking this is a good time for them to try to do something like this. Because anybody, adult TV viewer out there who's the parent of a kid between the ages of 5 and 12 is probably very familiar with the Teen Titans Go cartoon
Yeah.
by now. So here's DC Entertainment's chance to show them what else can be done with these silly cartoon characters that their kids are so enamored of.
Yeah. Yeah, and even like Cyborg and stuff. My oldest has never known really the Justice League without Cyborg. Like to him, when he lists the Justice League, it's Batman, Superman, it's all of them, and he leaves out Martian Manhunter and he puts in Cyborg instead because that's what he's been geared to. Not only with
No pun intended.
Yeah, not only with Teen Titans, but just the Justice League cartoons that he's seen, the more recent movies. Now, when we throw in the not old, I say old, it's not that old, but the old Justice League cartoons of, 10, 12 years ago?
Like 2003.
Yeah, then he gets into it, and oh, yeah, that's right, Martian Manhunter. And, of all things, Jamie gave him a little bust that he had that he was trying to get rid of Martian Manhunter, so he knows who the character is. But he's not featured as part of the League as much right now this minute. It's Cyborg, which is fine. That's great having one of the Titans graduate up to a certain extent into that.
Well, hell, pre-Flashpoint, I think the League was mostly made up
Oh,
of
it absolutely
alumni of
was.
the Teen Titans
Yeah.
and or Infinity Inc.
Yeah, and that's not a bad thing for the whole generational thing that we all love about DC, so I only think that helps. But yeah, I hope Cyborg's in this cartoon, in this show. I don't know much about the whole cast of characters other than to say the Titans.
Don't forget, Cyborg was in Super Friends. Guardians of whatever.
Oh, that's
Galactic
right.
Guardians, yeah.
That's right. He was.
Yeah, I mean, that's why. I mean, so many people, like when the Cyborg. By the way, you're gonna have to go back and call this TV comic talk or something.
Yeah, I know.
Comic Talk TV
I
style.
know. The unfortunate thing is, for I think everybody in the room here, is that we get our comics mostly through DCBS.
Yeah.
And mostly monthly.
Yeah.
So for us to talk about like Secret Wars, which I think issue 2 is already out.
It is.
We haven't even got issue 1 in our hands yet.
Yeah.
So you have it in your hands?
Yes, I have both of the first 2 issues. Yeah.
Both of the first 2 issues.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay,
Both
that's
Issues
right.
number
the
1
first
and
two.
2. I have both of those issues.
Gotcha. So I mean, I'm trying to avoid spoilers about that, but I'd love to talk about that stuff and be more current. It's just with the money involved for us. We go through DCBS and get them once a month. So you're right, Peter. It is a lot of TV talk, and I try to throw in the kind of convention talk there to get a little comic talk going in there.
Well, and there's been a lot of TV stuff put out there just this week alone, which is kind of unusual.
Well, yeah, you have the upfronts in New York right now, where all the advertisers see the new shows for the fall TV season, and it's a big deal to be up there. Even Peter retweeted a bunch of the CW stuff from Kevin. Oh my God, I'm going to forget his name. Peter.
Levy.
Kevin Levy, that's right.
Levy. Yeah.
Levy, right?
TV Levy.
Yeah,
Levy. Yeah.
that's right. TV Levy.
Yeah. Well, my point about the Cyborg thing was, when the Cyborg title was announced, I saw some things online. People are like, "Oh, why are they trying to force Cyborg? It's like Cyborg has been They need, first of all, they need a character like that, and they've been doing stuff like that with him since the '80s. This is not new. They're not trying to force anything. The character was on that cartoon show, and then he was in one of the DC animated things. So, and he's been on the it's not like he's a new character.
No.
No, and I forgot he was on that old Super Friends cartoon back then.
Little Jerry Curl was funny.
But yeah, I never thought it was forcing it. I thought it was as much as I don't mind him there. I am a little saddened that they've taken the focus off Martian Manhunter because I think he's great in the league as the strategist, the heart of the league in a lot of ways. But I have no problem with throwing Cyborg in there. I think in recent years, the first time they really did that was the Crisis movie, where Cyborg had a hand in outwitting the Royal Flush Gang. No, maybe that was the Vandal Savage one. That was the Vandal Savage, the Doom, Justice League Doom, I think it was called.
Yeah.
And he was very prominent in that, to the point at the end of that movie they offered him membership into the league, and from there he's been in almost everything league related I can think of.
And Murd, the most recent previous episode, I think you probably saw the forum feedback where you mentioned on there about Cyborg.
Oh, yeah. Ian set me straight there. There was a DC Presents Cyborg miniseries.
DC Special.
In 2008.
2008
okay,
Cyborg,
so it's the same nomenclature they gave to the Return of Donna Troy.
I think also maybe
couple years
even
before that.
I think also been a Raven thing like that, but
Yep.
because there's the new Cyborg #1 coming out in the most previews, but
Okay,
that was an earlier series.
I'm still right that it's the first ongoing series he's ever had.
Yeah.
I'm quite sure of that.
Yes.
Yeah,
So, do we have anything else on the docket there?
that's all I had written down on my list.
Well, Peter, now I saw you actually went up to Wild Pig for a free comic book day.
Yeah, I did. I stopped in. Figures. I go, nobody shows up.
Yeah, right. Did you see?
Adam.
Nobody, huh?
Adam.
Did
Just Adam.
you
I
see
how I
Adam?
rate.
Well, I mean, I was taking care of my mother, otherwise I definitely would have been there.
I was at soccer events.
No, I knew Adam was going up because we had
Yeah, we just
recorded
did the
the Crisis tapes.
right.
Yeah. Nobody else showed up.
Sorry, man.
So-
We've been there all the other times.
So, what'd you guys pick up?
Comics.
Some stuff.
Come on, we must expand, talk more here.
First of all, that's the first time I've been up there with the new layout, which was awesome.
Right.
And if you didn't go, how awesome are 50-cent comics? But not only were there 50-cent comics, 50-cent comics were also 25% off of
Yep.
50 cents.
Yeah,
37.5 cents a piece.
that's awesome.
That was amazing. That was
Yeah.
awesome. Adam and I talked a bunch, which was great. Mr. Phil came in. I'm on a really crazy, stupid. My collection has grown 3 long boxes in about 2 months. Not
What?
even.
Wow.
That is
Wow.
a binge.
For you, that's unusual. I know you
That
usually
is.
you like to resell your comics on and get rid of them once you've read them. You don't keep them too much. But wow.
Man.
It's
Purge.
it's those stupid DCBS bundles. They're hard to, that Convergence one is how many comics right there?
Oh, and that's
40.
I have to start reading that, but yeah, I was all into that as soon as I saw that bundle.
Yeah, and when you can find a 25-cent comic or 50-cent comic, I mean, you start to go crazy. So I'm doing real good. I'm not doing Adam's method of picking up things that are cool. Like I'm trying to really say, where are my holes? Somebody fill them. It's not dirty. It's not a euphemism. It's just, I need to fill my holes.
I'm having a terrible time with these camera buttons today. I keep getting them confused.
Show my good side.
It's
So,
right there.
like I'm trying to get the Black Panther run again because I had it before. I wanted to get an Adam Strange miniseries, and I finally got all that. And Superman New World of Krypton, the 12 issues, finished that. Bought some, other random stuff that's, heading to. Oh, I'm trying to rebuild my Legion run, the acronym Legion.
Okay.
So the Wildpick sale was great for that, And man, those sales are still. It was also free comic book day, right? They were like locusts. They came in. And just, everything. Was,
Yeah. All the free comic book issues, well, with the exception of one fairly generic anthology title, all of them were gone by like 2 in the afternoon.
Yikes. Adam and I kept getting pushed back further and further while we were talking. At one point, I swear I was on a stool and he was on my lap. It was just
Yes, and you had your hand at my backside, and
Excellent.
you would drink water, and I would sing.
it was fun.
That hit me when you guys, if you guys are done, I have something I wanted to say about someplace I stopped at on the way home on Mother's Day. I went down to visit my mom. The kids had activities, and Carlene was trying to get some work done. So I had a couple hours, ran down, saw Mom. My sister comes into the house and says, "Hey, there's a new comic shop in Pottstown." I'm like, "Really? Where would that be?" And
I heard about this. I didn't go visit it yet. But.
she said it was at the new Target Center where the big movie theater is, and the Giant and all the newer shops. It's right in the middle of Route 100, and it's Craven Comics.
Yes. They were at one of the shows I was at recently. Might have been, might have been Wizard of Philly. They might have had it set up there.
Now, is that Craven as in craving, or Craven as in Sergei the Hunter?
Like a little combination of both.
No, KRAV''N.
Craven Comics, which is kind of clever.
Gotta have that hook.
I talked to the guy. My God, his name escapes me at the moment. Terrible with names
Is it on
today.
his card you have there?
It's not. That's why I say that. It's not. No, it's not. Very nice.
Mr. Craven.
Mr. Craven. Very nice shop. Very well organized. Great display if you like those pop figures up front in a nice little pyramidical shape. Really neat. A good selection of toys. Some of the Doctor Who stuff that we recently got. A whole shelf of those. Great wall, 2, maybe 3 walls of trades. Outside perimeter was new comics and recent comics. In the middle of each store, so you walk in the store, the cash register's to the right, and the pop things are to your left, and the bookshelves right in the middle. Little table to have events at as well, off to the right. But right in the middle of the store, you walk halfway through, and you look to your left and to your right, and there are 2 wall displays. They were done by Riley Replicas, who has done work for Universal and Disney. The one to the left is all Avengers, and I think he said there's 13 Avengers breaking through the wall. And on the right is Arkham Asylum with just about as many villains coming through the wall.
And the pictures you have on your phone, you show me at some point?
Yes, I do
Oh, you
have.
do have pictures.
I do have pictures.
I was
on the
getting
phone.
at that.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Okay, all right.
I have them on the phone. So I asked him if I could talk about it on the show briefly. He said, yeah, absolutely. And he gave me the cards of the, like I said, Riley Replicas and Craven Comics. And I said, well, can I post the pictures too? So I'll have to figure out how to get the 2 pictures posted onto the forums or onto the
not
episode,
brain
whatever.
surgery, Shane.
Well, it is for me because I'm so bad anymore at that.
Now, the question I always ask is, what is their back issue selection like?
That's a a little bit weak at this point. They're new,
I understand.
so they don't have a lot of back issues that I saw. He did have bundle packs of issues that you could buy, like whole miniseries or something. And in front of the Arkham Asylum, there were maybe a 4 or 6 foot table's worth of back issues. I don't know how old or recent. I really didn't go through them since it was Mother's Day. I really wasn't supposed to be stopping anyway. But
Oh, naughty daddy.
as soon as I left the house, I left my mom's house, and I told Carlene I was on the way home, and I really at first wasn't going to stop, and I got about halfway there. I'm like, nah, I'm going to stop. So I stopped. I went in. I bought a trade paperback off of him. I got back in the car and I said, Carlene, I made a stop. Here's where I went. So I full disclosure, right there. I'm like, Holly told me about it. Oh my God, yeah. Holly told me about it. I'm stopping, and it was fine. But yeah, I probably really shouldn't have stopped. I had not planned on stopping. I was going to do it the next time. My problem is I don't get down to that area all that much, even though my parents are down there. They're up here more. So for me to get down there to see it right now, until the kids' activities die down a little bit, it'll be a little bit more difficult than just taking a trip like I would have 10 years ago or so. So, but it was exciting. It's a nice shop. So if you have a chance, stop by. It's at 349 Upland Square Drive, Pottstown. And yeah, he was really nice, and it was a really well organized shop. Beautiful inside.
Cool. I'll have to add that to my list of local shops to stop at when I driving around this great area of ours.
Right, because we already know a couple of them that had been on your list have been stricken from it.
Yeah.
Found that out the hard way a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah. I guess when we mentioned the year, didn't we? We were down at the
Yeah, the place outside of
the
Wilmington.
comic shop down in Wilmington. I pull up my comic book locator, punch in a zip code. Oh, there's a shop here at the Granite Run Mall. Get the Granite Run Mall. The mall is like desolate and like zombie walkers all over the place, and the shop hasn't been there in ages. Like, okay.
Oh, you should have told me. I could have told you where it went.
I didn't know.
Well, they did leave a sign to tell.
They did, but it was like
it was a little far out of our way. What was it, Haverford they moved to?
No. Well, there's one. It's actually kind of really close to where my girlfriend lives. So maybe I won't tell you, just in case you knock her up or something.
You don't really need to worry about that, I don't think.
But they moved to it's a really nice. It's like in a strip mall, and it's really really big. And the one at the Granite Run was really big too. So I'm fairly certain that's what it is, a showcase or something like that.
Right.
That's what it was.
That is the
Showcase.
name of it.
That's
Yeah.
correct.
Yeah, it's in a great place now. I love checking out these new stores like that. You guys went to that one in the comic book shop or something like that, right? Like I was there like a week before you guys went there or something like that. Or remember that one outside of Wilmington?
Well, that's what we were talking about. Yeah.
No. You're talking about one at the Granite Run.
Well, no,
Yeah, but that was
We
on
went
the
both
trip.
places.
we went to.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah, there was a half off sale at the comic shop,
Yeah.
and Steranko was there, and this way when we went for that show.
Yeah.
They just got robbed at the comic
What?
book shop.
Oh, get out.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Somebody came in, stuffed some books in his pants, and ran out. I'm like, ugh, that's crazy.
Why?
I know, he probably picked up like Angel Love or something. Think he's gonna make like $1 million.
Have you been down to King of Prussia lately?
No.
I have not. No.
Because that comic store, which had been over in the fancy side, the
Yeah.
court, is now back over in the plaza under a different name. It's not Comics and More anymore. It's something else. Very nicely.
Well, what is it then? Is it something else?
I can't remember what it's
Oh,
called.
okay. Well, you keep yapping while I Google that stuff here.
You Google that. It's a
called
very
Monday at
nice.
8.
What's it called?
Monday at 8.
Monday. It's very nice inside. It has again a good selection of toys, great selection of shirts, and the things you'd find in the back of previews, the goofy niche stuff,
Merchandise.
stuff. Then there's a big huge bookshelf of trades, and then you walk through, and I don't know how they set this up because there was no activity going on, but you could walk through. You walk through the main part of the store, and there's like a middle section with a couch and a couple TVs and video games hooked up. Then you go beyond that, and there's gaming tables all over the place in this huge back area. So they must have tournaments or something that go on.
Yeah.
But
Seems to be what a lot of local shops are having to do just to keep themselves
absolutely.
afloat is to add gaming tournaments.
Yeah,
Looks like it's called Uncanny.
Uncanny Comics. That's it.
Yes.
Thank you.
Well, Uncanny exclamation point.
but it's really nicely
Right.
nicely
Okay,
redesigned.
so the word comics is not a part of its official name anymore?
I'm trying to figure it out here. It looks like it's just called Uncanny, and actually, it looks like it just opened yesterday as we record this. That's at its new spot just down the hall, around the corner at the former Room store.
Oh,
Look at
so
that.
they've moved yet
Breaking
again.
news here on CGS.
Come check out our new digs.
Okay.
This just in.
Now, their sister store, which was always at Plymouth Meeting Mall, is still called Comics and More, I think, yet? Is that
Nah,
what that
I
was?
can't do those Google stuff. It's just too much going
Yeah, I guess they went with Uncanny because it's more upscale and it doesn't limit them strictly to comics.
Maybe.
It'll help them fit in the hoity-toity surroundings of King of Prussia.
But the Plymouth Meeting one, the kids and I stopped at not long ago. We were at yet again a soccer event, and stopped there on the way home, and that one had a great selection of current issues, some back issues, some toys. I picked up the DC deck builder game. I picked up the second Crisis expansion pack. We haven't played it yet, but I picked it up, and yeah, I've gotten to frequent a bunch of comic stores that I used to go to all the time that I don't so much anymore. So that was kind of cool too. Just a nice little tour around comic
Nice.
stores.
All right. Is there anything else? Are we talked out?
I'm good. If there's anything, Murd or Peter?
Oh, Peter.
Yeah.
What did you and Aaron think of Avengers Age of Ultron now that you've seen it?
Avengers Age of Ultron. Marvel's Avengers Age.
All right.
Super entertaining. These movies are, and I think it finally, not that it, you sort of knew that this was what these Marvel movies were, but this one really sort of cemented where it's just good, entertaining movie fare, right? It's go in, watch it. It's the next installment of a larger picture, which for us is great. Some of my more, non-comic book reading fans that are huge movie buffs that are really digging the superhero stuff are sort of getting tired of they kind of want this thing to wrap up already. But it was hard not to just sit there and be entertained. I mean, the movie experience was great itself because other than Aaron and I, there were only 3 other people in the movie theater.
Nice.
Because we went Tuesday at 12:30 after opening weekend, 12:30 p.m. So great, just overall great movie experience. The movie itself, the opening battle sequence was probably one of the best Marvel battle sequences. And then the 360 camera work thing was really cool.
Yeah.
And both of those things sort of helped to bracket like the experience of what you want. I think it's why I get so mad at Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. because there's so much effing talking. It's like all you want, I want to somebody punch something, and I'm not even the kind of person that likes that kind of stuff. That's more like Brian, and I like stuff that has a story, but my God, sometimes the story's too much on Agents. Anyway, so I had sort of the same things you guys did. The voice of Ultron, there was so much that I already knew prior to that. Adam, you said that the whole, the death in the movie would probably be a twist, but I even knew that was spoiled for me too.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, the only thing that was a surprise, it's not a twist, it's just a surprise, was the way they rally around Vision because of what he does. Like that was the one surprise that nobody had said anything about prior to the movie opening, which was great. I thought the Vision looked great. I'm ready for the next cycle. I'm ready for Infinity, the Gauntlets. I'm ready for all this, and it kind of sucks that we're still being teased. I don't know. I kind of want the movie to go along, the story to get along, but I thought it was it's just very entertaining. I mean, there's yes. I don't know why Falcon was not in the final battle. That's just stupid. You could just have him CGI him in the back, flipping and flittering around. That was dumb. You know, especially because Marvel has to be real careful. There's a lot of eyes on Marvel, and when they're making some missteps, and it makes people very disappointed because there's a lot of goodwill. So I feel like that kind of thing is a missed opportunity to put a character so there's not all these lily white characters on the screen. Like, you know, like there's your chance. Put Falcon. Just have him there. You know, we know who Rhodey is. We don't know who Falcon is. You know, so that was a missed opportunity.
Yeah, I thought that too.
Yeah, and but I think Aaron said some of the middle stuff got a little, you know, draggy. I'm absolutely of the mind that the Black Widow Hulk romance was totally out of left field. I know some of you said it wasn't, but I'm like, what the hell is that all about?
I'm inclined to agree with you there, Peter.
Yeah, I didn't fall for that. So, I had a question too. I'm actually glad you brought that up because when you guys were talking about the visions that Scarlet Witch was showing them, I heard the word mentioned about the future, but I think it was more about their greatest fear, right? So I looked at Iron Man's greatest fear as losing the battle from the first movie, not that it was a premonition of what might happen in Infinity War, but I could be wrong about that. So
that's a good thought. Yeah.
No, I think you're wrong. That's a good thought, but I think you're wrong.
Everything was a backwards thing, you know. Black Widow's past, Captain America
Right.
in World War II.
Well, Captain America I took as what his ideal history could have been. Not necessarily the past, but just what he would have been able to do getting to that dance with her for his future that didn't happen. Not necessarily just his past.
Yeah, I think some of that's the lack of specificity in the script. 'Cause I'm, like I said, I'm having a hard time remembering if they called it. You can show them their greatest fear or something like that. I'd have to watch it again.
I just did like 2 hours ago, and I can't remember that myself.
It's a lot to retain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A
I mean,
lot of
it's a big
audiovisual
movie.
input.
It's a big movie.
Yeah.
And I kind of dig that, you know. You know, 3 thumbs up.
Okay. Well,
Won't ask you where Erin put her other thumb.
oh, oh man. So I guess that means you're about done then.
Yeah, we go there.
About done. Unless there's anything else you want to add.
No, I'm good.
No, you're all good.
Yeah, I think that's it. No, like you said, it's a good time to be watching all this stuff.
Yeah.
That's why, you know, I don't. The people who are like, "Oh, I'm not gonna watch it," and I'm gonna tell you 25 times that I'm not gonna watch it. Well, great, don't watch it, asshole. Like, there's so many other things you can watch. Like, you know, I'm so pissed that Constantine is having such a problem finding because it's such a good show.
I wanted to say that too. I was very disappointed that got canceled. Now is floundering for another network to pick him up.
Did you see all the episodes, Shane? You watched?
I have 5 to go.
Okay, it was okay. I didn't love it. I didn't hate it. I was sort of lukewarm on it, but I did want to watch it all the way through just to, you know, see how it would do. Yeah, and there's always a chance that might get picked up with everything else on CW that DC is doing, or DC related. I mean,
Well,
I think the showrunners of Arrow have expressed a vocal interest in having Constantine as a character at least
good.
And
show
then
up on that show.
if that happens, I believe we might see. Is it a William Shatner appearance? Is that who?
Yeah.
As what?
Well, he tweeted that if you pick up Constantine, I'll be on your show. I think Shat did, I believe.
Yeah.
He could be Felix
nice.
Faust.
No, they already have a Felix Faust.
Oh, darn. Okay, what's a
be
dumpy, out-of-shape
Beelzebub.
magician?
Beelzebub.
He could be Amos Fortune.
That's a perfect Amos
Professor
Fortune.
Amos Fortune.
You're
Good
right.
call, Peter.
Oh, that is a great call. Oh man, see, we're in the wrong line of work.
Yeah.
And now Fox is doing a Lucifer show, so it's
Yeah, I
like
saw that.
maybe the draw of something like that will help to bring Constantine back too. You know, just some of the stuff they were throwing in there, the other DC elements. And by the way, there actually is an Easter egg that connects it to the Flash and Arrowverse. It's very subtle, but it is in one of the episodes.
What is it?
He's holding up a newspaper in the rain, and there's an article about the particle accelerator exploding.
Really?
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Nice.
Nice.
The other thing I liked about it too, because it has a Latina as a supporting character, and I have to support that. I have to support that show, and I have to support that because it's important to me, and it's representation and faces on the screen and all that kind of stuff. Plus, she's hot.
Yeah, she was great.
So cute. And she's not the best actress. It started slow. I get it. No, I won't say she's not the best actress. It's they were trying to find her role. And this is a whole other tangent that I would love to go on sometime about. I'm tired of people saying, I hate Iris West. I hate what's her name in Arrow. I hate Barbara Gordon. No, you don't hate those. You don't hate them. You're hating the piss poor scripts that they're giving to them. They're not giving these secondary female relationship characters anything more to do than be weepy relationship characters. So it's not that you're hating them. Start yelling at the script writers to write better stories for them. That's really what the problem is. So, and because a lot of it is it just feels like angry men, comic book men hating women. And it's like, stop it already. Like, it's not about that. The reason why I just like Natalie Portman is in Thor is because she is written so badly in that first one. And the director didn't direct her to not be like some kind of, high school scientist, not someone that you could actually believe could know all this stuff, so anyway, outside of that, what was my point? I don't know.
Which one?
Constantine, great. I hope they bring it back.
I hope they bring it back too.
Yeah, because it's, it was just finding its groove.
Yeah.
Matt Ryan was finding his groove, and
Boy, he was a brilliant John Constantine.
yeah.
Brilliant.
Well,
Yeah.
and I'll still go back to the old Birds of Prey show. They ended that season, really started to find something that they probably could have built on if they would have given it a chance, but that wrong time.
because there were a lot of people who did not want to see Flash when they were showing promo videos and teasers of it. There were a lot of people, and now look, it's an amazing show. CW's best show. It's their, most critically acclaimed and whatever else show for them. So, you just got to give these things a chance. They're not only making them for us, they're making them for the normal schlubs out there.
Yeah.
Who can watch 5 different versions of CSI. So they're saying, great, maybe we'll.
And as much as I'm loving Daredevil, I can still sit down with the kids and watch Flash. Just putting that out there.
Yeah, exactly.
And we haven't even seen the season finale to The Flash.
I
yet.
know.
We recorded this.
Oh my God, boy! I thought. No, all I'm going to say is I really thought that Ben was going to smack something because of the way the show ended. And he's like, "There's still more. There's one more." That ended like he was going nuts. Like, well, that's what happens when you get a good cliffhanger. Sometimes you got to wait a week.
That show has done more in one season, in half a season, than Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. has done in 2 seasons.
Yeah, I won't
That's
disagree
right,
with
I
that.
said it.
Yeah.
As much as I'm liking S.H.I.E.L.D. enough to keep watching it,
You did
I
say
won't
it.
disagree with that.
And I'm going to. And how about they're actually making Preacher right now on AMC?
Yeah.
All right, that's it. Let's go.
Yeah, that's cool.
Before we go, thank you for listening. This episode of Once Again was brought to you by InStockTrades.com. If it's on their site, it's in stock. Oh my goodness.
Jesus.
Sorry.
Peter.
My fault.
Thanks for joining us on the episode. That was a nice
Oh,
surprise.
you're welcome. Now put me
Gotta-
back on the shelf.
Got a nice text right around 7:30. Visit us at comicgeekspeak.com. To send us an email, the address is comicgeekspeak@gmail.com. To leave a voicemail, the number is 267-702-6642. Stop by the Comic Forums and let us know what you think of all this TV talk going on, and throw in some comic stuff. We will eventually. Follow us on Twitter, like us on Facebook. Thanks to everyone who contributes to the show. Send in some Muddle the Merds, because sometime he's going to play the air harp. And as always, we are uniting the world's mightiest heroes, one listener at a time.
We got it on Wednesday, and we was psyched about it, going to the volume up. These guys will talk about it, everything that geeks love. From kids to laser beams, opinions like the seasons on everything you read. And comics, movies, games, toys, artists, Geek Speak, Geek Speak, Geek Speak, Geek. Uniting the world's mightiest heroes. This is